The single dad was standing in line at the bakery when he saw a mother quietly cancel her little daughter's birthday cake, and the reason she gave made his heart stop. She stood at the counter holding a pink cake box order slip, her eyes fixed on the floor as she whispered that she could no longer afford it. Behind her, a little girl waited near the window, clutching a faded birthday balloon and smiling at the pastries, completely unaware that her birthday celebration was disappearing in front of her. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of one small good deed to change someone's life, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, leave a comment, and subscribe to Bright Kindness. Sometimes, a simple act of compassion can become the moment someone remembers for the rest of their life. Daniel had learned what it meant to struggle. He was a single father raising his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, after losing his wife several years earlier. Every month was a careful balance between rent, groceries, school expenses, and the unexpected costs that always seemed to arrive at the worst possible time. He worked long hours repairing appliances, often coming home exhausted with grease on his hands and barely enough energy to help Lily with her homework. But no matter how difficult life became, he had made one promise to his daughter: she would never feel alone. That afternoon, Daniel had stopped at the bakery to pick up a small birthday cake for Lily. It wasn't anything extravagant, just a simple chocolate cake with white frosting and her name written in pink icing. He had counted his money twice before walking inside, knowing the cake would leave him with very little until payday. But Lily had been talking about her birthday for weeks, and Daniel couldn't bear the thought of disappointing her. Then he noticed the woman at the counter. She looked exhausted. She wore a cream-colored blazer, but there was nothing polished about the sadness in her face. Her fingers trembled as she handed the bakery employee the order slip and quietly explained that she needed to cancel the cake. She apologized several times, saying something unexpected had come up and she couldn't justify spending the money anymore. The employee gently told her the cake had already been prepared. For a moment, the woman simply stared at the pink box sitting on the counter. Then she closed her eyes as though trying to hold back tears. She turned toward her daughter, who was still smiling innocently by the window, and Daniel heard her whisper that she would find another way to make the birthday special. Daniel looked at the little girl and immediately thought of Lily. He remembered the birthdays when he had worried about money, the times he had stayed awake calculating whether he could afford candles and decorations. He remembered Lily once telling him that the best birthday present wasn't something expensive. It was having him there. Daniel looked at his own cake order, then at the pink box. Before he could talk himself out of it, he stepped forward and told the bakery employee he would take both cakes. The woman turned around in confusion. Daniel didn't tell her about his struggles. He didn't want her to feel ashamed. He simply told her that his daughter would be happy knowing another little girl got to celebrate her birthday too. He paid for the cancelled cake with the money he had been saving for Lily's birthday decorations. The woman immediately tried to refuse, but Daniel gently insisted. He then noticed the little girl staring at the pink box. Her eyes were bright with curiosity. Daniel crouched down and told her that sometimes birthdays don't go exactly as planned, but that didn't mean they couldn't still become beautiful memories. The little girl smiled. Her mother didn't. She stood there silently, tears finally rolling down her cheeks. Daniel assumed she was embarrassed, but then she explained what had happened. She had recently lost her job after spending months caring for her sick mother. Her savings were gone, her bills had piled up, and she had been terrified that she wouldn't be able to give her daughter even a small birthday celebration. Daniel listened without interrupting. He understood that kind of fear. Instead of simply walking away after giving her the cake, he offered to carry the box to her car. Outside, the little girl hugged her birthday balloon and thanked him with the kind of innocent gratitude that money could never buy. Daniel returned home with only one cake instead of two, but when Lily heard what he had done, she didn't complain about the missing decorations. She wrapped her arms around her father and told him that sharing her birthday with another child made her feel like she had received the biggest present of all. The next morning, Daniel received an unexpected phone call. The woman from the bakery had discovered that Daniel repaired appliances. She had spoken to a local community center where several businesses were looking for reliable repair services. She wanted to help him the way he had helped her. Within weeks, Daniel's small repair business began receiving more customers. What started as one birthday cake became the beginning of a new chapter for his family. Months later, Daniel returned to the same bakery with Lily. They saw the woman and her daughter sitting at a table, celebrating another birthday. This time, there were balloons, flowers, and a beautiful cake in the center. The little girl recognized Daniel immediately and ran over to hug him. Her mother smiled through tears and told him that she had never forgotten what he did that day. Daniel simply smiled and looked at Lily. He realized something he had slowly learned through all the hardest years of his life. Kindness doesn't always solve every problem, but sometimes it gives a person enough hope to believe they can solve the next one. And sometimes, the smallest sacrifice you make becomes someone else's reason to keep going.